So I'm going to be showing you guys 3 serum patches. Real quick, I'm going to show you a demo of these 3. Whatever. So the first one's going to be a reese base, and you can just use the default wavetable here, a sawtooth. It's pretty simple. So what you can start with is some unison. Here's without, and then with. It's going to add some thickness, kind of get that classic reese bass sound. And then under the filter, I'm using a low pass peak filter. You can use a regular low pass, but I feel like the multi kind of adds this cool warbly sound. Now to get that, I just applied this LFO to the frequency and I had it oscillating at 0.4 hertz. Boost the resonance to get those peaks. And now with all these basses, you're going to want a limiter at the end of the chain to make sure it's as loud and fat as possible. Great. So our second patch is a simple 808. Most of the time people just use samples, but I feel like if you can make your own 808, you can kind of have some fun with it. What I have going on is just a analog sine wave. In Serum here, it's the analog BD sine. And basically, I have this envelope here. This is going to create that shape of the 808. That gradual decay. And then as far as LFO, I have this peak here, and this is kind of creating that punchy kick sound in the beginning. So I have that set to the level, and I have that set to the wavetable to kind of add the unique characteristic of this wavetable. And then also I have it set to the coarse pitch, and what that's doing is that's creating that punchy kick sound in the beginning. As you can see. Only about 20. Now in effects, what I'm doing is kind of distorting it pretty heavily, and that's just adding some saturation and it's adding some volume, and then I'm kind of trimming that here. And then after that, I have this compressor just kind of catching the peaks and making sure it's as compressed as I want it to be when it's coming out. And then again, you want it kind of pushing into this limiter so it's as loud as possible. Now with the third and final bass, I did a pluck. Now this one's kind of a combination of the 808 and the reese bass, because we're going to be using the sawtooth default wavetable, and then we're going to be creating a similar envelope, kind of a pluck, as you can see here. And then next I have this low pass filter, and this is kind of where the whole sound is coming from. Without, it's very harsh. So I'm just trying to get those lows and low mids to kind of punch through. So I have the envelope here assigned to the cutoff, the resonance, the level of the saw, and after that a sub oscillator to fill out some of that low end. So that cutoff's gonna add that punchy sound, and a little bit of resonance will also help make it more punchy. Now for the FX, I have some tube distortion, and that's just gonna make it a little bit louder and fuller. And then again, I have another compressor just in case anything peaks. And then after that, over here, I added this compressor outside of Serum. Make it a little bit louder and kind of making that transient a little bit louder as well, a little bit more punchy. So those are the 3 very basic Serum patches.